Hello and welcome to Dynamic Diet on the Nigerian Television Authority. I'm super elated to have you join me on the show today. And of course, I'm here to do what I know how to do best, to make your screen colorful and enjoyable. So I urge you to sit back, relax and enjoy as I take you on a jolly good ride with our safety and health tips, the weekly mirror segment. We'll be looking at the recent UTME scores and how we'll get to see the highlights and the statistics of the outcome. I have a special guest that will be joining me so that we'll be able to analyze this together. And of course, we have the entertainment segment. Adeni Adejigbe have a lot in stock for us to entertain us today. And not forgetting the sports segment. This and many more will come your way. But our first port of call is the safety tips by Nta Akure. So let's see.
First reason why students have trouble staying centered in their lane is because they're not looking at the right place. And most of the time, they're looking at the lines on the asphalt to guide themselves. If you look at the lines on the left, you'll always be too close to the left. If you look at the lines on the right, you'll be too close to the right. So, don't look at the lines to guide yourself, look far at the center of your lane. Even when the road is curving, you look far at the center of your lane. Try to draw yourself an imaginary line that goes from the asphalt to the sky and look there at the level of the horizon. Of course, you're not going to be staring only there. Staring is one of the most common problems with student drivers. You need to look everywhere, but only fractions of a second, and your eyes keep returning over there so that you can stay centered. Students tend to focus solely on the vehicle in front, almost like if they had a cardboard piece on the windshield and that's the only thing they see. So when the vehicle in front drifts, they drift with them. So just keep looking far ahead at the center of your lane. Just a side note, this is one of the reasons why the move over law exists, where when passing an emergency vehicle, you should leave a whole lane between you and the vehicle in question if possible. People, when passing by an emergency vehicle, by curiosity, they tend to look, so because they are looking in that direction, without realizing it, they tend to go towards the vehicle in question and accidents happen. Another example is when going around circular medians like this one. Students tend to look at the concrete border so that they don't hit it, and what happens? They almost hit it. Again, here, don't look at the border, look far at the center of your lane. See the difference? Looking at the border, looking at the center of the lane. And probably the best example of that is when exiting a highway on those circular exits. If you look in front, you'll always be too close to the guardrail. So don't look here, look there. This is one of those situations where looking at the right place magically solves the problem in a matter of seconds. So the main reason for not being centered is vision. The other reason actually has to do with the steering wheel itself and your hand position and tightness. Beginners are usually stressed when they drive, so they tend to hold the steering wheel too tight. So in situations like these, when the vehicle is approaching in the opposite lane, because it scares them, they'll tend to drift to the opposite side. You might have seen people driving with just one hand resting on the wheel. Now, I don't recommend that. You should always keep both your hands on the wheel. And I certainly don't recommend this, but this is just to illustrate that cars are made to go as straight as possible. And most of the time when students swerve, it's because they manipulate the wheel way too much. So always hold the wheel with both hands, but not too tight. It also happens a lot when there are physical obstacles like concrete blocks or ramps. They focus on them because it scares them and they drift to the opposite direction. Again, don't focus on those things. Look far at the center of your lane and everything will take care of itself. The position of your hands on the wheel will also have an effect. If you hold the wheel like this, with one hand over and one hand under, that puts more weight on the wheel on the side of the lower hand and it'll make you drift to that side. So try to always hold the wheel with your hands level at the 10 past 10 position. One last thing that might make you swerve and is actually not your fault, it's problems with the steering mechanics of the vehicle itself. Although for most of these problems you'll need to bring your car to a mechanic, something you can check and fix yourself is tire pressure. If, for example, the right tire is underinflated, the car will lean to that side, so when driving, you'll tend to drift to the right. So try to keep both tires properly inflated and at the same pressure. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.
Okay, the program is still Dynamic Diet in case you're just joining me, and I'm happy you're still here with me. And as I told you earlier on the weekly mirror segment, we'll be looking at the scores of the recent UTME scores. What are the causes and solutions to the poor performance of this year UTME? With me today, I'm privileged to have Dr. Williams Omotoyibo. It's good to have you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for always being here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So we'll start by looking at the statistical analysis of the 2025 UTME results. How well did these children perform? Let's see. It will be shown on our screen so that I and Doctor will be able to rub mind and see. Doctor, how well can you see the screen?
I think it's very clear.
Okay, so the statistic that is above 320 scores are just 0.24%, which is just 4,756. Then looking at those who score below 100, it is down there. Those who score below 100, they are just 0.10%. That's 2,031 students. So what could be the cause of this score for this year?
Well, thank you very much, moderator, and good morning, viewers at home. We have some myriads of causes that I can mention today. We want to start from the students themselves. Okay. There are some of these students who are not even ready for the examination. They are not prepared for the exams at all. Not even these exam exams, even their WAEC examinations and NACO exams. Okay. They are not ready for it, for those exams, because they are not really willing to read. They are after money, after Yahoo or whatever. And so that may be a cause. You can imagine some students going for maybe to read somewhere, and the parents think they are reading. And what are they after? They are after iPhones and whatever. And what is going on in the society? You have to make money, very easily and whatever. That may be a cause. Then apart from that one, we can go to the parents. All these parents don't bother about their children. All they after is just pay the school fees and whatever. They know there is no monitoring. So, and if you don't monitor your child, sometimes it may err and may go astray. And sometimes some of these parents are not even ready to buy textbooks for the students, or ready to do anything for them. Then after that, we can see some of these parents, buying iPhones and the other high costly materials for them, instead of buying books and whatever. And from there, we can even see teachers themselves. The teachers in the school are not really ready to work. Some of them are not doing the right thing for the students. And sometimes instead of teaching them, they are doing other things entirely because of one thing or the other. Then from there, we can even see even the government themselves. So the government is dilly-dallying in terms of admission requirements, including JAM too. So I say, when you get examination, you write an exam, you score about 300 or whatever, above that one, you get admission. But sometimes I say 120, 140, so the students are not ready to do anything. So they think it's a matter of, milk and tea. So they just go there because of what government is doing. Government is dilly-dallying, goes up and down and comes down sometimes. Then apart from that one, if you see JAMB itself, the logistics in JAMB, I must confess to you, are not all right. How do you imagine that an examination is taking place where there are no light, electricity, the power is not there, a student is writing an examination, at one time light is off, light is on, epileptically like that. That's what's happening everywhere. And sometimes some of the students they see laptops or whatever they used to make the examination for the first time in the JAMB exam, in the JAMB hall. So that may be a reason, and that is the problem of JAMB as well. So these are the causes that we may see. Government, JAMB itself, students, parents, teachers, whatever. We are the causes of the problems that are happening in Nigeria.
Okay, so
in terms of JAMB.
Since you play a very vital role in the university, Adekunle Ajasin University, and you tend to handle freshers, those who are just coming into the university, can you judge confidently that JAMB they've done a great job on these students, that they are really performing, coming into the university? What is their performance? Are they qualified to be there?
I must confess to you that in beginning, when Mrs. Nora Obaji was there, she introduced UTME, post-UTME, am I right? And after some time, the thing was abrogated. So initially, you write an examination, that's JAMB exam. Then after that one, you go for post-UTME. But post-UTME is no more there. So when you go to a miracle center and you score about 350 whatever, you come to university automatically. How would they perform? And these are students that are not even performing right away. They get A in maths, A in English, this, that, and they get good credits in mathematics, distinctions in mathematics and other subjects in work and NECO. Then when they write JAMP now, you see what they score. And there's no UTME to scrutinize them. So that's the problem. So if you see some of the students that somebody said, he asked me a question sometimes. He said, are you sure that the students are performing? I said, well, they're performing. He said, sir, I don't believe you. You're only protecting your students. I said, well, that's why I'm here, to protect them. But actually, when you talk of reality, they are not performing. I must confess to you. And why are they not doing that? Because of the crop of students that are admitted to the universities. That's the problem.
So will you say that it is it's right for government to bring back the post-UTME so that they're able to scrutinize who are really qualified to be in school?
Yes, if you don't bring back the UTME, anybody can just come there. Anybody can score anything. You look at medical centers all around. It's everywhere. Cities, villages, everywhere, medical centers. And even some of the teachers, we want them to pass examinations in work and in NECO. And if you're not very careful, some of the officials of NECO and work will even reveal or is it not, they may be involved one way or the other to see that these students see the question before examination. And if they pass and they score high marks, they automatically, and you ask them to go for JAMP, and you know there are some people who are JAMP agents who are helping the students.
Right.
Some people, they say they are not even there themselves as students to write exam. They get some other people to help them write exam. And when they pass the examination without UTME, there's problem. So let the UTM come back. UTME, I mean post the UTME, let it come back. We scrutinize the students and whatever we want to do.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask, what is the reason why JAMP was formed? Is to scrutinize and harmonize admissions. And if these things are not done, then what's the essence of JAMP? I remember that JAMP was introduced in 1978 with Decree 2 by the military government, and they really made business that time. If we now abrogate it, we remove it, then what after? So let UTME, post-UTME come back to all universities and must be established by the federal government.
Wow. So how do teachers, the method that they use, the curriculum they use in school, how does it also affect the performance of these students?
Well, the curriculum is all right, but we need a sort of change. I mean, a sort of refurbishing.
Yes, no old school.
No school again. So let's
move with the trend.
Be the trend, I mean, universally. What is happening in other countries of the world, let's move with them. And let us bring all these things. Let us bring a sort of reformation, a sort of renewal. You know, we go to this curriculum yearly. So that things that should not be there should not be there. We remove them. We put another thing.
This issue of Miracle Center, I feel so bad about it. Do you think it has come to stay? Because how did it creep into our educational system, and how can it be scrapped?
I'm sorry, madam.
Because some parents are even involved.
There is corruption everywhere. And when we see what is happening, I'm sorry, in the national level, state level, whatever, and you see how people are getting money, fraudulently, this fraudulence comes in. And apart from that one, you see some of the miracle centers are not created by people like me.
Okay.
I mean the poor ones who don't know anything. They are created by these big people too. So if they now say we want to remove it, it takes some time. But sure, it should be removed. We cannot say something has come to stay. If it has come to stay, it's going to ruin our system in Nigeria. It will cause a lot of havoc in the educational system, I mean, political system, religious, everywhere. So we should do something very, very, very serious, very strenuous, very religious to see that all these miracle centers are removed. Wherever they sit, the school, the everything. Let's arrest the proprietor, the proprietress, scrape the whole thing there, and even arrest those who are concerned. That's my concern. It's the major problem that we have in Nigeria.
Okay, doctor, looking at the score for this year, the turnout, it was very low. Do we say that those miracle centers are not effective? What could be the cause? Why have they not performed well this year?
Well, I think they said about 78% or whatever failed the exam. They scored below 200%.
Is it the pattern of the writing, the CBT and all that?
Is together. Okay. The medical centers did their own part.
Okay.
But thank God for the Minister of Education. Is it Tunji Alausa?
Yes.
He is performing. He has done one thing or the other to see that all these malpractices are away. And we now know to see those who are really ready for the examination. The medical centers did their own, but they never saw how this...
they never saw it coming
like this way. So they did their own. But we want to thank God for the Minister of Education and perhaps the government of what's the name? President Bola Tinubu for this innovation.
So what reform would you suggest for JAMB and the UTME system to improve the outcome of results in the coming year?
Well, thank you very much, my moderator. I want to say emphatically that the JAMB needs a lot. You need to do a lot of this. Number one is you start from their own office. The logistics there. You don't go to a place where there's no light, and light is coming epileptically, and you want people to erase themselves there. And sometimes even their gadgets are not okay. The laptops, the whatever they're using, the desktop, they're not okay. They should go into that area, number one. Then number two, they should go into themselves. It's sort of before. If there's any person who is like Judas Iscariot and other, put that person out of the place. Thank God for the person who is the registrar now. I've forgotten the name. And am I right? The registrar now. So he's performing. We let him put more efforts. That we comb the place and make sure that the place is clean and clear. So let them do something. And apart from that one, even the questions they are setting, let them see that the questions are according to the curriculum. Not something higher, not something lower.
So coming to the parents now and guardians, what would they do to improve the performance of their children?
The parents have a lot to do. Number one, they should mentor their students, their children. For example, I didn't allow my children to watch the television for more than 2 years. All of them.
Wow.
When I say, they will tell her, please go and take your book. Please go and take your book. And I bless God for what you are today. 2 years. Even me, I don't even watch television most of the time. Because sometimes, even in my office, there's television that I have not watched for the past 3-4 months. So then they monitor them. Now, part of this, all these iPhones they are buying for them, what are they doing with the iPhone? Instead of reading whatever is happening in the current use, what do? They look at pictures that are uncomely. They look at things, how to join this group or join that one, or to make Yahoo money. So all this, the parents will monitor them. And about them, when the candidates are at home, they should monitor them. Because some of them have joined bad peer groups in the school. And when they come back home, they let them be monitored. So take care of them. And all these big things they are buying for the children, let them stop. Buy books. Let there be internet facilities in your house if possible, and they make sure that these students are doing the right thing. Go to their rooms and see what they're doing there. Take their phones to see what they're doing there. So the parents have a lot, because these children are the future of the parents. So if they are not gone, if they are not thoroughly taken care of this time, they're going to spoil the show tomorrow. So the parents have a lot to do about their children, and make sure that they enforce discipline. Very, very important. That's what is happening in Nigeria. Indiscipline is everywhere. Discipline everywhere, anywhere you go, even the church, in discipline there. So the parents should do something to see that the children are disciplined, especially in the area of the exams or whatever.
In the aspect of government and NGOs, how do they, what do they do to improve this outcome of results or UTME?
Well, government have a lot to do. Government have a lot to do. For example, I stated somewhere that, for example, government one need to pay teachers. Teachers are poor and they are suffering. Allowance is not paid. When you will say you promoted them, sometimes you don't even give the money.
It's not reflecting.
It's not reflecting that in their salaries. So government should do something about it now. Make sure that whatever you say you promote somebody, you let him see the promotion. And apart from that one, some teachers are not their macadams themselves to say this, because they are not paid well.
So they just do their
thing. They go and come anytime they like, and they say they want to teach.
They are not committed. They are not committed compared to when I was growing up. You know, even if they are not being paid, they still play their role.
Yeah, they're not committed to the job. So government should do something about it. All this, I don't know what they call it. Is this the inspectors now? Or at the university level, these accreditators, whatever, they should come there, see what is happening there in the classes.
Are they around? Teaching? Are they working?
Are they around? Are they working? Are they doing the right thing?
Are there facilities to work with?
And apart from that, our government too should provide facilities. If you go to schools there, I was in a university, federal university sometime, and you remember my son was there, and I slept in the hostel. Jeez. In fact, come and see rats. Rats that are as big as rabbits. In Southwest, a very notable university. Come and see their toilets. Terrible. I went as far as to bath in the bathroom to see what is happening there. There was nothing there. You have to fetch water around. So when you see all these things now, they are very horrible, and they make students feel that whatever happens, they take. So government has a lot to do, apart from taking care of the students. I mean, of the teachers, even the students themselves. Look at how disparable the students are behaving in the universities. There is nothing there. Nothing there. The hostel facility is not there. Come and see the toiletries, the toilets and the toiletries, nothing there. And come and see even the classes too. No seats. You will imagine that a student of about 200, they sit there in a place and they have only 50 or 60 seats to occupy. And others are on the floor. You won't believe in the university. I mean, leave it to what I'm talking about. So the government has a lot to do. You want to fund university, and what is happening? Government will say now you have 100 universities, you cannot fund these 100 universities. You are creating more. You are giving audience to private universities. It's an aberration. Even when you have 2 children, you can't take care of the 2 children. You're having another baby. You want to have triplets or whatever, or twins. It's an aberration. So government should think deeply about it. You want to have 2 universities, let the 2 universities be there and take care of the 2 universities. The teachers, the facilities, the logistics, everything should be done. So, and taken care of. So that's what government should do. So, because there is no nation that can rise above education. And somebody said there is no nation that is above the teachers. So take care of if you take care of the teachers, they will commit it. Why did they go to university to read the education? It's because they want to teach. But when the things that they expect are not there, and sometimes even those who are they are gone out of the job, they retired, the pensions are not paid, gratuity is not paid. Other people are coming and say, well, what happens? Let me do what I have. And they go into other businesses.
Sure.
So government should please do something about teachers, about schools, and about the students.
Now, the aspect of the students themselves, what can we do to encourage students to develop better study habits and to come out with good results?
Number one thing is the discipline I was talking about. Most of the students are undisciplined at all. I remember one day I was going to the class to teach, to lecture, and somebody did a sound like this. I said, what is happening? He is still student. I went under him. What happens? I entered there. He entered, he sat down, but later I called him, I talked to him. It's not done. I'm a Christian. That's why if other people see you this same way, you will enter the class for the next 1 year. So that's number one, discipline. Then number two, students from homes. They come from different backgrounds. And what are they there for? For reformation, for a sort of renewal of their lives. So let the teachers take proper care of the students. The lecturers, the teachers, take care proper of the students. And apart from that one, the library facilities. Go to the libraries. We talk of e-libraries now. Even the books are there, outdated books, outlandish books. In fact, books of 1930s. I remember somebody brought some books from Germany to me. What happens? The Germans say the books are no more they're no more to the taste, to the education. So they sold all the books in the library out. And where are they bringing the books?
From
Nigeria. So, and what you don't have books, physical books. You're not talking of e-library. The e-libraries are not talking about. And even where they have the e-libraries, where is the light? Where is the power supply to help in the e-library? So that's the problem. So government has a lot to do about this one. Take care of teachers, take care of students, the libraries there, even the facilities in the school. Seats for the students, because if the environment is not conducive for learning, now would they learn? So even the office of lecturers, you see 2, 3 lecturers, 4 lecturers in the same room, the same time. How would they cope? The adapters are telling me about you want to the university is closing by 4 or 6, and the light is out by 12 a.m. 12 noon. They won't be able to do anything. Everybody will be going up and down, and maybe and come and see generators.
Inside the school.
Oh my, generators, hundreds of them. And when you are hearing this, you are hearing that noise. How will you concentrate? So the government should do something about this one. They should help the schools to develop. And if you know you can take care of only 2 schools, don't create 4, don't create 5. And even the private schools are even worse. They don't care, they don't bother. And sometimes they do whatever they like with the lecturers. Maybe you are to be paid the 50,000 there, you are paid 20,000 because you don't have another job. So that's all. Apart from this one, there are so many PhD holders now perambulating the town. There is no employment.
Jeez.
And come and see universities now, instead of about 10 lecturers lecturing in the department, you see 2 or 3 there.
Because they can't pay.
Yeah, because they don't, not because they can't pay, because they don't want to pay. The money is there. I don't believe Nigeria is poor. I don't believe it. The problem you have in Nigeria is mismanagement and corruption. When corruption is moving from Nigeria and mismanagement is moving from Nigeria, come and see the miracle that will happen. So I'm only praying that God Almighty will help those who are in the leadership position to help us. So the books are not there. The teachers are not well remunerated. Students are not disciplined. Even the leaders there, they don't bother. So, and I was trying to talk about what is it now? Even the other people come and see somebody investing there as dirty as a toilet. I'm not talking about this toilet that are using about the heaths of the old days. Who takes care of them? They say they employ this one. They want to pay 50. We don't have to pay them 50,000 at the end of the year, of the month. And for more than 2, 3, 4 months, they don't pay them. So they go away. And you now employ 2 students to come and be sweeping. You ask the students to pay, to sweep. And some of the people, what they call them, the non-teaching staff, they are the people that are sweeping. It's not their job. So let government be serious. Let them stand up to their responsibility and do something about the schools. And if they do that, things will change. So what am I saying is that let's remove corruption. Let's remove mismanagement in our system in the country. I don't believe Nigeria is why we never believe it, because we have so many human resources and natural resources in Nigeria. Sure. I travel north and south, east and west here, and there are some countries that are worse than Nigeria, and they're performing. They're making it. And apart from that one, our currency. What do you buy with the currency? Nothing. The currency. So the value is nothing to write about. Those are the things that the government should look into and make sure that things come back to reality.
Okay, so sir, what advice will you give to our students preparing for next year's UTME in order for them to come out better? They should read.
Students are not reading. They are with their phones. They are looking at the naked women there, this and that, and joining the other groups and whatever. They should read, because it's an eyesore. The result of this is 78 plus, even above that one, scoring below 200, over 400. Somebody was saying they should admit them. I said, admit who like that? You are making life very difficult and uncomfortable for the lecturers and teachers that are there. So let us. And government has something to do, man. Apart from these students as well. When you say if you score 120 over what? Over 400, 150 over 1, you are entering into NCE, you are entering into a polytechnic, and when you score about 160 or 140, I mean 160 or 170 or 180, you are going to the university. You have to let them cover the, and they become like a school, and they are careless. They don't bother themselves. So let the students please go and read. During my own time, I can assure you, man. I mean, some of my friends will be listening to me. I wake up around 9 p.m. in the night, and I sleep 4 a.m. every morning when I was in university. I have some friends who are reading law. We're in the same hostel, about 2 of them. They say, Williams, why are you doing this? You wake up, you sit down by 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. and you read until 4 a.m. What are you reading? I said, my course, English language, is harder than law. I have so many books to read, and I cannot copy the exam hall. And I bless God for what God has done in my life. So let the students be serious, let them be students, let them be disciplined. It's not every time you just carry guests here and there. There are ladies when you graduate and you have your money. Many of them. And those guys who are just, they are using us, what is it now? All these things, they are using them for money rituals. It's because they are careless. They are careless. They don't care. They don't bother. They just follow anybody with car. So let them forget about this one. Face your studies. Make sure that you read what you should read. Get, past questions. Read them.
Yes. Attend the extramural lessons.
Attend the extramural lessons. The money you are using to do this or you do some other rubbish, you pay for. If the parents are not paying for you, I small my son. First degree, second degree, PhD. I small my son. I can beat myself for that. Nobody cared. My father was dead, and my mother is a poor woman. And this is why I thought would help me. I had admission somewhere to go to America to read law. Nobody was able to help me. So I sat down here and I read. I was admitted for law in the University of Benin. Nobody don't sponsor me. So I had to sit down, read, then get a job, then start. What is it? This part-time program. Okay. And I started to get my first degree. Then I went to my master, I went my PhD. So what am I talking about? That if nobody cares for you, care for yourself. So the students should be very serious, very studious, and make sure they make hay while the sun shines. Because you are not, if you are a student of maybe you are 18 years now, next year you will not be 18. No. 2 years are going to be you are not going to be 18. So you are growing older and older. After some time, they die cast. So what am I talking about? As students, Nigerian students, please be serious, be studious, because no, time does not wait anybody. Time has wings, so it doesn't wait for anybody. It doesn't wait for anybody at all. So make sure the result visa is very terrible, very, very bad, and I'm sure, I don't know what government will do about it anyway, but I'm only sure that by the grace of God, you have so many other UTME, UTME students are candidates next year.
Yes.
Everywhere. And let me say this. If Nigeria government is talking too much about IGR, JAM must pay a lot, they must give some amount of money at the end of the year as the IGR. So they just allow anybody to come for the exams. Either you are qualified or not qualified, just come there for the exams. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. A student who knows, I know for some students who scored, maybe who has about 3 or 4 credits and is coming to read law, coming to read medicine, and they will send the form to them because they want to they want to increase their IGR. That should stop. Those are things I think I see about Nigeria. But the students generally should be disciplined morally and academically, so that at the end of the day they will do better than that of this year.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dare Williams Omotoyibo. We are so elated to have you here today, and I'm sure those watching have picked 1 or 2 points from what you said. And I believe next year's results will come out better than this year.
That's my prayer too.
All right, so the program continues shortly with our entertainment segment. Do stay with us.